All right, back again real soon here, this time actually. So I alluded to it a little bit in the seat video, but I am about to go through the process of removing this Road Styler sissy bar and luggage rack. There's nothing wrong with it. I've had it on there for I think 3 years. I actually ordered it before I even bought the bike. Did I come from Poland or Czech Republic? I don't remember. I've had it on there since I've had the bike, and it's worked great for what it is. There is a new option. I don't know how new it is, honestly, but TCMT, I found out a couple of weeks ago, has started making a quick detach luggage rack for the R18.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
All right, it is the next day, and unfortunately we kind of ran into an issue. So you can see I've got seat bags, the sissy bar, the luggage rack off, and I've got the bag bars off because the way those were sandwiched in there, they kind of had to come off, and they don't actually work with this new sort of luggage system. You can barely see it there, but yeah, those are the sort of uprights for the luggage rack. So I'm gonna pop some screenshots up here throughout, but we kind of ran into a problem, so I'll show you the way this is supposed to go together. These larger bolts right here go in the rear holes, right? They are 8mm hex bolts, whatever. They tighten down, and they tighten down all the way and sort of seat into the there you go, that's close enough. So you can see they sort of socket down into the spindle here that is used to attach and detach the luggage rack. That's all fine and dandy. The problem is the other set of spindles that have a 6mm in them. And again, there's a picture that I was referencing because no instructions. There's a picture of one picture I found of someone installing this on an R18, and it appears to be a different part. So in the picture, this bolt is flush mounted once it's screwed in. So basically, there's not a recess in this spindle, and what that means is that bolt is not long enough. As you can see, there's a nut welded on the inside of the frame here that bolt's supposed to catch into and then screw down, so that then you have the two mounting points on either side of either side of this frame for the luggage rack to mount on. That does not appear to be the case, and I tried it every which way, and finally went to email, because of course the company that sells this doesn't have a phone, doesn't have any sort of chat, they just have email. And I'll pop up some of that conversation. I'm still waiting to hear back from them final. They seem to only respond in the US kind of late evening, which, you know, take your pick as to which time zone that is. But they basically told me when I said, hey, these bolts are too short. These 6mm bolts do not go through all the way through these spindles, which leads me to believe, based on the picture that I've seen of this rack installed, is that you guys sent me the wrong spindles, right? These all this hardware, this is all the hardware that came with the luggage rack. It was in two separate packages, not like attached to the rack or anything, which tells me they probably just have everything kind of staged, you know, in their warehouse or their storage, whatever. And they just sort of grab packages they grab the luggage rack, they grab the frame bars back there that are on the bike right now, and then they grab hardware packs that are supposed to match up with their luggage racks. So I guess if somebody grabbed the wrong hardware pack that has these spindles that have no recess for the bolt head on either side, which means that the bolts are too short without a way to recess into that spindle. So after emailing the company, we kind of went back and forth a little bit. They had me send them some pictures of how everything was attached. I told them, hey, there were no instructions, so I just kind of did the best I could with the couple of pictures I found on the internet. And they sort of sent back a couple things, and I said, hey man, there's just no way that these spindles are going to attach on your uprights so that's going to work. And their response, which this is a first for me, was, well, can you just go to the hardware store and get some longer bolts? I'm sorry, you sent me a bolt-on part that you list on your website as a bolt-on part with apparently the wrong hardware, and your solution is for me to go find some alternate hardware? That, never heard that in my life. So I replied to that here, like I say, I'll throw up screenshots of these emails because it's all there. I went back with, first of all, that's absurd. I've never heard of that. But second of all, even if I did get longer bolts, they're still not going to seat. They're supposed to flush mount, with the picture of the other person who had installed it. They're not going to mount flush against the spindles when they're on there. And so I have these bolt heads sticking out. And to which they again replied, well, so would it work, but it'll just be a visual difference? And so, yeah, that's basically that to me says, even if they make this right, if they send me, which is what I told them, I said, hey, listen, I'm assuming you have the correct hardware for this, so why don't you just go grab the little package off your shelf, throw it in a bubble mailer, and send it on over. And that was the end of it. They have not replied to me yet. I'm sure they will this evening, depending on time zone. But even if they do send me the right hardware, this is going to be a no recommend from me. That's the fact that they would even suggest me running up to Home Depot to try and find, a 5 or 10 millimeter longer screw to replace the hardware that they sent me is wild, like absolutely wild. And then the fact that they then responded with, well, it's not going to look right and it's going to have this bolt head sticking out with, well, that's just visual. Damn, guys. If anybody, R18 or otherwise, wants to buy and try out this TCMT 2-up luggage rack on your R18, I would say buyer beware, because apparently they don't really know what they're doing. They don't know how to ship their hardware. They don't know how to package all the hardware, and their customer service is kind of the craziest thing I've ever seen. Frankly, I'm pretty pissed off about the whole thing. It wasn't incredibly expensive, don't get me wrong. I think this luggage rack system thing was like $135. If Wunderlich or, Roland Sands or whoever, Road Styler made something like this, I would be happy to pay twice as much for it, but there's just not an option. So I went with the one option I could find. Unfortunately, this didn't play out, but I wanted to let you guys know how it all went. So I will be taking this hardware off of the bike, putting all of my Road Styler stuff back on, putting the bike back together, and hopefully washing my hands of this whole thing. Even if I can't, if they're, hard ass about returning it, so be it. It's $135 and a mistake. Hopefully I save you guys some money by telling you not to buy this. So that's all I got. My usual, the weather report, is it's still kind of summerish here, but we're getting closer to fall. So hope you guys stay safe out there. Have a good one. Ride your R18. Ride whatever you got. I don't care if it's an R18. But just have fun. Have a good fall. Have a good winter. Everything like that. Talk to y'all later. Peace.